Good evening. We're so happy to be here. I'm Elizabeth Hefner, Senior Ruby Ambassador, and I have with me my good friend Rebecca Stiff, Gold Ambassador. And we are so excited to be sharing our health testimonies, and it's really quite funny how similar they have kind of been. So I am a physical therapist, and I met Rebecca, who is a physical therapist assistant, about 11 years ago. And we worked together and we hit it off and we got along really well. And that was like before Facebook was a thing. And so we had kind of lost contact, but about a year, and actually I think we'd run into each other a couple times over the years. And then about a year ago, we ran into one another again, connected on Facebook, realized that we both deal with rheumatoid arthritis. We're both still working in therapy and all of that. And so we just connected, and she decided to use Plexus as a tool to help her with her symptoms too. So Rebecca, I'd love for you to jump on and share with us a little bit about yourself too.
Well, thanks, Elizabeth. I'm Rebecca Stiff. I am a newly Gold Ambassador.
Yay!
I've been with the company now for, I think, not even quite a year. It'll be a year in May, I believe. I am a physical therapist assistant. I have been for, I think 14 years now. We reconnected at Aldi, and we worked together, like she said, about 11 years ago. Didn't really work together very long, but had worked together well. Personalities went well, so it was really cool to run into her. And then became Facebook friends, and we started talking, and I want to know what this stuff was that you were posting about. And it led to talking about how we both have rheumatoid arthritis, and it has helped us, how it's helped me now, but you at the time, with a lot of those symptoms, but also just your overall health. So.
Yes, exactly. So I started learning more about some natural diet options and different health healing, gut healing and things about, really kind of dove into it about 7 years ago. And so when I started Plexus about 3 years ago, it just seemed like a really great addition, and it actually helped to simplify my routine. So I had found that like a paleo diet, whole food diet, really eliminating a lot of grains and of course sugars and dairy really helped make some positive impact on my health and on my joints, and just on overall inflammation. And then adding Plexus just really helped to kind of take it to that next level. So when I had done a really restrictive diet, I had lost some weight, which wasn't the goal, but kind of a side effect of just really watching the inflammatory foods. And my rings were too small. I could not wear them. And I was down quite a bit in weight. And I'm like, if I cannot get my rings on now, like I just need to get them resized. And so I did. And then I was able to wear them for a while. Once I started Plexus, my rings now are too big. Like I never should have had them sized. I should have kept them, which is remarkable because my weight isn't down at that ridiculously low place where it was. You know, I went through a pregnancy, my rings, you know, fit, and then they got too big once I started Plexus. And so they still are. Like that's one thing that has remained. So that's pretty cool to see, like a actual objective thing to see it happen. And then, so Rebecca, I think you found the same thing, like really watched your diet, you learned more about your diet and things like that. And so tell us a little bit more about that too.
Well, I got diagnosed actually right around the same time as you then. You said 7 years ago? I got diagnosed right after Lucian, my son, was born, and he is almost 8. My first, what I didn't know it was a flare-up, that would have been when I was pregnant with him. The back of my hand hurt so bad. Like I was putting on a brace, I couldn't bend it, couldn't even move around at night. So, but then it didn't happen again. But then once I had him, he was like 3 months old, and one night the back of my hand started to kill me. And I think if I remember right, I had just gone to the doctor, and they wanted to test for it. But anyway, because I can't remember, the timeline's off. But the back of my hand started hurting so badly, and my middle finger like dropped. I couldn't pick it up because it hurt so bad in the tendons. It lasted only the night, but I was super upset, like really upset. I was crying to my husband because I just pictured myself being totally debilitated. I pictured like my future, because I have patients that are that way, and I know what happens. I know how their hands, you can't do anything. You're so tired that you can't move. Your body just hurts all the time. So I immediately started researching holistic intervention, because I know that the medicines only treat the symptoms. And the medicines have such harsh, dangerous, they're not good for you. And I understand that it might help people get through it, but in the end, I don't know if it's really helping them long term. So I had my first rheumatologist appointment, and I was sitting in the doctor's office, and this woman in a power wheelchair comes in. She can't walk. She's obviously crippled. Her hands have deformities. Her feet have deformities. I mean, her whole body, you can just tell, is completely affected by it. And I just sat there thinking to myself, oh my gosh, is this my future? And is she on medicine? Because even with medicine, that might be a chance for me to be that way. It was just, I didn't like it. So it was even more inspiring for me to just keep looking up more holistic intervention. And I did. I started not consistently, but changing my diet a little bit for anti-inflammatory. I added some supplements to it. And I then, after we met, come to find out, Plexus products have a lot of the same stuff that I was using. And so like you were saying, it streamlines your whole routine to where I'm actually consistent with it now.
That's awesome, to be consistent and to just really make that commitment to continue on. And I know that, Nicole Spellman has a story too. She has autoimmune issues, and it takes time. It takes time to heal our bodies, and it really takes that consistency. So I had the same thoughts. I've worked a lot of areas of physical therapy. The last several have been in a hospital, and to see patients come in for joint replacement surgeries or just come in with a medical reason even, but with a history of rheumatoid arthritis. And, I'll ask them, well, how long have you taken the medication? Oh, I've taken it for 30 years. Well, they're also very crippled. They're in pain. They have a lot of weakness. They have issues at all of their joints. I mean, typically it starts in our hands and feet, but it progresses and can affect all of the joints. It can affect our neck, the joints in our neck. So overall, lots and lots of problems. And I thought, well, the traditional rheumatoid meds are shutting down your immune system and putting a Band-Aid over it and saying don't work at all. And then we're at risk for all these other co-infections and lymphomas, and you can build up antibodies to the medications. And so then they want to switch you to a different medication. And not to mention that those medications are either processed through our liver or our kidney. So you think about those organs having to work so hard. And so just seeing that, going, well, why would I take medication then end up like that anyway? Just doesn't make any sense. Like, there has to be a better way. There has to be a better way to address our immune system and our gut health. Gut health is so related to immunity. And so the same, like just really diving in. I've never even seen a rheumatologist. I've not even seen a rheumatologist, and I started having symptoms around the same time frame actually as you, because I was pregnant with Jackson, who is 8, and Lucian is 8, and so we were hitting it around the same time. I'm just a couple of years older than you in age, but we hit it around that same time. So who knows what triggered it? Who knows what happened? But just calming down our immune system is so, so important, and I truly believe these products have really helped to do that. So allergies are a function of our immune system. I used to have some seasonal allergy issues, and they were getting worse as I was getting older, like so much to the point where I couldn't be outside during certain pollens. My eyes would run and itch and itch and itch. And I'm like, kids, I have to go inside. And I would come in and like take a shower just to get it all off of me. I just wanted to like itch my eyes out. Like, they were so itchy. Now, after being on Plexus for a couple of years, I think it's about 3 years I've been taking the products. I don't have that anymore. I won't have that this spring going outside. We don't get sick like we used to. We don't get GI bugs like we used to. We don't get the colds and the coughs and the sneezing like we used to. If we do, it's very mild. And I know that that's related to these products because I was taking other stuff. I was taking I have like a natural doctor. I was taking what he was recommending, different stuff. But I never felt any differently other than diet. Really controlling the inflammatory foods was what helped the most. But all the supplements that he had me taking, I didn't feel any differently taking them. It didn't matter if I took them or didn't until I started these products and took the next step and really focused on the candida aspect. So yeah, I mean, we definitely have the same mindset of like, there has to be a better way. And we're so glad that we found this to really help calm it down. So
yeah,
you've had an amazing transformation too, not just your joints, but can you tell us a little bit more about the changes that you've noticed since you started Plexus?
Well, I have way less gas and bloat. I didn't have a ton to begin with, but I very, very rarely get it now. I have more energy. I noticed that probably the first week. Not everybody gets that. In fact, most people don't get as quick of results as I've gotten, but I am sleeping better. Less puffiness all over. I look back at pictures and it's not just weight, but puffiness all over. I have almost no sugar and junk food cravings. I indulge here and there, but I don't have cravings for it. My head's clearer, I would say, feels sharper. And then unexpectedly, weight loss. I didn't start off at all really even trying or wanting to lose weight. I mean, I knew I needed to lose weight, but it wasn't my main drive at all. And the first week, I dropped like 5 pounds, and all I changed was adding Plexus. And I think that like that's just inflammation. Like you and I have talked about it. Like I could see the difference in my feet; they looked thinner. I mean, rings were getting bigger already. I'm trying to think what else. I think that's about all I can think of right now. And I did add in, I forgot to mention, I did about a week after I started doing the Whole30 too. So as far as diet goes, that went hand in hand. But like you said, Plexus is just a tool it's not to take the place of healthy eating. Mm-hmm. It's not to take the place of your exercise. It's not a quick fix. And you have to be able to understand that and be in it completely from the beginning and be committed to it and consistent.
Absolutely. Yep, for sure. So I'm going to kind of go over quick what I take, and then you can share with us what you're taking right now. So I take the Triplex, which is our cornerstone gut health system. Kids were taking their stuff this evening. So that's the BioCleanse, the ProBio 5, and the Slim. I take this first thing when I get up in the morning with an X Factor Plus, which is our amazing multivitamin. It has aloe in it. Aloe is really great for autoimmune. It's really great for gut health, and it helps everything absorb. And then this has like the polyphenols in it and stuff, which are great for heart health. So this is my personal regimen. I take one of these in the morning, and then I take another one at like lunchtime. So in my mind, I have no proof of this. I just think, okay, I'll take one so it has a chance to absorb, and then I'll take one later so it has a chance to absorb. And I just feel like I'm getting like more of a chance to let it absorb. And plus I like that I feel like it gives me some energy because I've tried to take it at night so that it has more time to sit in the GI tract and absorb, which is what we recommend for ProBio 5, to let things really sit there and work. And it kind of makes me a little like energized at nighttime. So I have to quit taking it at bedtime. So yeah, that is the Triplex. This is what I started on. This is what I took for a long time and really started having that inflammatory go down, the better sleep, better rest, not going, hey kids, let's read a book or let's watch a movie about 2-3 in the afternoon so I could close my eyes. I don't do that anymore. So that's what I started on for a really long time. And then I slowly just started adding more products, like as I was able to share the business opportunity and help other people. And, you know, I was obtaining a little bit more financial gain with that, you know, just a little bit at a time, just by helping people. Then I was able to add a little more product. So I added in the Mega X, which is our omega supplement. So omegas are really great for inflammation. And this is a full omega supplement, 3, 6, 9, 5, 7, and 12, I believe. And so I liked that it was more complete. And I love these because they're smaller and they're easy to swallow, and they're not fishy, or, you know, it doesn't have a flavor at all. And I can actually give these to my kids. I have 4 children, and so I was trying to give them like a liquid fish oil, and it was expensive to get something purified that didn't have the heavy metals and things in it. And so I would have gone over like a $30 bottle like once a week to give them the full dose that was recommended on that bottle with 4 kids. I'm like, holy cow, like that's not efficient, you know, like, you know, and you hear, well, Plexus is expensive. Well, it's really not. It's very affordable when you compare it to high quality things. And of course, I firmly believe that the way that they source and produce the products makes them stand out above the others. Vital Biome, this hasn't always been out. This came out, I think, oh gosh, either a year or 2 ago. I wish I could remember that right now. I'm gonna have to put that in the comments of this link. But Vital Biome, I started taking. This has been really great to help with like distress, anxiety, things like that. And it's really good to have a huge opportunity for lots and lots of good bacteria in our guts. So, you know, I try to incorporate fermented foods too, you know, all of it, like as much good stuff as we can populate our gut with, the better. We had a horrible family event a month ago. My dad passed away, which is terrible. And I was definitely on the Vital Biome, and I think it helped. So that was good. That was horrible. And then nerve. I don't know about you, Rebecca, but I would get burning pain in my toes. So by the end of the day, and this is me on like completely restrictive diets, like very restrictive diets, watching everything I ate. I would go to bed and my toes would just burn and burn and burn and burn and burn. And I just wanted to like chop my feet off. Like, thankfully I was a busy mom, and so I could fall asleep, but my toes would burn and it was miserable. Like I would have to sit down at work sometimes because my toes were burning. And Nerve has really, really, really helped with this. So much so. It helps with our arteries, our veins, and it helps with nerve too. So my mom has some weird veins in her legs. It's really helped with that. And she was having like pain, like she was having pain in her legs, that achiness, and the Nerve has helped. So Nerve has been a great thing for me. It's worked very, very well. And I think anyone that's tried it has loved it. So we need to represent this more. And then Ease. So this also is one that I kind of added in over time because I was already taking like a turmeric. And so Ease has turmeric in it. Well, when I switched, when I was like, all right, I'm just going to give Ease a good shot, and I was kind of skeptical, even though I'm loving all this other stuff, a little skeptical going, oh boy, like it's turmeric. How's it going to work that much better? Well, it does. It actually does. When I feel a flare coming on, I take it 3 times a day on a regular basis, and it really helps. I take it first thing in the morning, so I take it with the Slim and that X Factor, and so that's going to help it absorb. And the green-lipped mussel helps the turmeric absorb, plus that's another extra omega with the green-lipped mussel. And the serapeptase. So serapeptase is really good about decreasing inflammation too. So that's pretty awesome. And even if I now, like not then, but now if I splurge on like gluten-free pizza or something like that, then I take extra Ease because I know it's going to help break down that's the grain, the bread part. And then the newest thing that I've added in, because I also have some thyroid issues, just some hypothyroid. I've never been tested for Hashimoto's. It's likely that it is because I have Sjogren's, which can affect eyes and it eventually can affect your lungs. And so who knows if I have Hashimoto's, but it wouldn't change my treatment protocol. So we haven't done the test because I'm pretty controlled on a natural thyroid replacement from the prescription. But MetaBurn is really great for adrenal and thyroid support. So busy mom working and 4 children, I'm sure I have some adrenal fatigue. So definitely love that. And I love that it's helped to stabilize my mood a little bit more too. Like it's just kind of kicked it up to this nice, like notch, nice, even keeled Elizabeth a little bit more. So that is what I take. But like I said, I started on the triplex and I was just really consistent with that. And then I would try things here and there, slowly added in the chewable vitamins for my kids, you know, just different things. So yeah, that is kind of my thing. Rebecca, tell us what you're doing and getting these amazing results with.
Well, I started with triplex also. And you already explained all of them and held up your pretty little bottles. So I'm not going to go grab mine. But I take triplex, and then I started off right away with X Factor Plus also, and Mega X. So those are the ones that I was taking. I take my Slim right in the first thing in the morning, take my ProBio at night and Mega X at night. Bio Cleanse twice a day, once in the morning and once right before dinner. It's easiest for me to remember. In fact, it's easiest to just take at the same time every day. And it's worked well for me. I haven't noticed any problems with that. And then I'm trying to think, I have used MetaBurn and I did like it, but I'm still, like you said, you know, I'm starting to share more and more. And so it's easier for me to start adding more products, but I want to try all the different ones. So I did MetaBurn for a month, did notice more energy, and I do think an improved mood a little bit. I'm pretty happy most of the time, but you know, an improved mood a little bit. Energy was the most thing that I noticed. But then I added Ease, I think about a month and a half ago. And the first time I took it, I would say maybe the second dose, I noticed my hip has, I don't want to say chronic pain, but it flares up between probably my RA, but also just I've had issues since I was in college, really, since waitressing, on again, off again back pain. That and a bad mattress, I think, and a bad recliner, bad shoes. But I noticed a good change almost immediately with taking it. And I've kept it in there since, because I was taking turmeric before also. And I did it actually at capsules for a little bit, but I was drinking it in the form of a whole little concoction called Golden Milk, which I will probably still continue to drink just because I like the taste of it and it's good for you. But once I started looking at Ease, it's like my new favorite product. It helps with the detox issues for people if they go through that when they're doing triplex. Anti-carcinogen, turmeric is a huge one. It helps with liver function. It's just really cool that I started learning more and more about it, that it's like one of my favorite things, and I recommend it to most people, actually.
For sure, yes. I know you've done a lot of research on Ease, and I've really loved it. It's really good for people with digestive issues, those that maybe like running to the bathroom all of the time, no matter what they eat or don't eat and things, because it actually decreases that inflammation rate in the GI tract too. So that's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. And it's definitely helping people with some detox. So it's normal to get some detox with the ProBio 5, with alpha lipoic acid that's in the Slim. It's normal, and that's what we want to have happen because we want to clean that stuff out, but it can be, for some, a little more substantial than others. And so the Ease really, really does help to break down that candida. It helps to break down, like, how do I want to say it? So the ProBio 5 is going to break down the yeast that's in our gut. No, I can't even find it. ProBio 5 is going to break it down because it has digestive enzymes and it has antifungals and anti-yeast agents. But we also need it to move out. So between BioCleanse gently helping our system to keep flushing, the serapeptase and the Ease is also going to continue to help that break down and move out too. So it's pretty cool. The Ease is just remarkable for like post-operative too, like to break down scar tissue, like shoulders, different things where scar tissue can, as we know, can kind of really target and be a problem. So that's pretty cool. And then my husband has some issues where he can't take normal anti-inflammatories like Motrin or Aleve. He can't even take those. It would cause more damage for him. And so I'm always like, here's some E's, take some E's. Take some E's, it will help. So because it's safe for him, and that's huge. Like, I want to keep him healthy. So yeah, that is kind of our thing. And if you have any further questions, please put them in the comments and we will do our very best to answer them. And I don't know, I can't think of anything else that we need to talk about. Well, that's a lie, because I do like to talk. So I probably could. However, for this specific call, I think that I'm about wrapped up.
Yes. Sounds good.
All right. Thank you so much, Rebecca, for jumping on. I'm so glad that we can feel better and be active therapists and moms and active with our kids. So what a blessing.
I'll see you later.
See you later.